Hi, I'm Claire, and this podcast is about Erikson and how he discovered how children grow. Have you ever wondered why a child acts the way they do, or even why two children of the exact same age act so differently? Well, the German American theorist Erikson studied all different types of children to discover why they grow and what affects them and makes them into the person that they will be. Erikson observed two different Indian tribes and saw that just from these two different tribes that children were growing up differently and were developing differently. One tribe was very welcoming and open to Erikson, and the other tribe was very stingy. Erikson discovered that the first tribe that was very opening and welcoming were being changed because of all that the state was putting them through, and they're losing their traditions, but they're still very welcoming to him. While the other tribe had very strong traditions and had their legends that thought that outsiders or even their own mothers were not good because of the legends that they believed, so they were very stingy and standoffish towards them. When Erikson saw this, he discovered that the environment that the children grow up in will affect the type of adult that they will become. So the children from the first tribe are going to be welcoming and trusting adults, while the children from the second tribe are going to grow up to be stingy and not so welcoming to others and to strangers. Erikson also discovered the different stages that a child will go through as they grow and become an adult. There are the different stages are trust versus mistrust. So a child 0 to 1.5 about is learning how to trust people and finding out like not you can't trust anyone. And so they also develop hope because they're hoping people are going to be good. As a child grows to about 1.5 to 3, they learn about shame and how to deal with the mistakes they make. When they get to about 3 or 5, they're learning about guilt and the purpose that they have. 5 to 12, they're feeling industrial, like how they can be in the world, how they can do their own thing, make their own decisions. And then as a child gets older, 12 to 18, so teenagers, they're finding their identity, and this is where they start struggling with who they want to be and who they are. And then 18 to 40, this is love versus isolation. If they're trying to find out who they want to be with. And then as they get to 40 to 65, they begin with having their own care, finding out who they are, and starting to understand really what they're doing. And then 65 and older is when they have wisdom, and this is kind of like their ego versus despair. They're older now. So Erikson was one of the first theorists to discover that like children continue to develop as they're growing into adulthood and not just as children in school are they developing. So the stages show this and how a child will go from 0 to older than 65 and develop throughout their whole stage. But just because a child is the same age in a stage does not mean they're at the same level. Some children might be higher and some children might be behind. This is why it's important as teachers and as parents to know about these levels so we can see how our students are developing and if they are falling behind and need help or encouragement to catch up to their peers so they can learn about these different stages. And as parents, you can see how far your child is going. So again, if you're ever wondering why a child acts the way they do, just remember that the theorist Erikson came up with this and to see what stage your child might be at. Thank you.